Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new episode of my F1 2017 career mode, and we are here for round number 12 for the Belgian Grand Prix at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, my favourite track on the calendar. And if you guys did miss the last episode, my debut in Ferrari, then do check it out by clicking the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screen. But straight away, going into Spa, I felt confident because it's a track that is going to really allow me to understand this car a bit more. We sort of struggled a bit in Hungary, to be honest, but luckily Spa, like I said, is my favourite track. And I'll get a much better understanding and idea of how the car performs. And straight away in practice, you can see we bossed the practice programs, getting a very, very good score on all of them. And I really got a good feel for the car, and I felt very confident about my chances going into this race weekend. And overall, we got also a new look, new gloves, new helmets. You'll see that in a moment's time in qualifying. But overall, very happy, and I'm now feeling very settled in Ferrari. Hopefully, though, this doesn't upset the balance too much, because you can see on screen heavy rain conditions in qualifying now. You may remember in Williams, we really struggled to get on top of these conditions in the start when we first joined Williams. Eventually, we got on top of it. So this is going to be my first wet session in a Ferrari. Now, straight away, I went out very late in the session. I let the full wet conditions pass by, and I went out during the intermediate phase. And that was much better for me. We had a pretty good, actually, first lap. The car was going really, really well. Only a couple of tenths shy of the fastest time from Lewis Hamilton, as you can see, my new helmet and gloves. And now out of the final chicane, something really stood out to me. I crossed the line. I go P3, which was very good. However, Vettel's in fourth on ultra softs, which means he's on the track at the moment on the ultra soft tyres, and it was at this point that I knew I might have messed it up. In sector 1 of my next attempt, I improved by 0.3, and that was a very good improvement, and I was on to make my lap time even better. And I was hoping, you know what, maybe if I can get it to the line, then that way I'll still improve with a decent time, maybe scrape through in the intermediate still, because maybe not everyone will run the dry tyres. However, literally after the first sector, I started to make mistakes. The track was drying up rapidly, and as you can see, it all started to go wrong. I started to lose my delta and lose my advantage, and pretty much there you go, DRS enabled, the telltale sign that it's time for the dry tyres. And unfortunately, we just could not improve the lap time. After that, it just all fell off the wagon, and the walls came off the wagon. We lost the car, and there was no way we was going to improve our lap. As you can see, you're going absolutely wild at Stavlo, no grip on the tyres whatsoever, and I eventually just retired from the session because there was no time for me to improve. Unfortunately, everyone pretty much ran the dry tyres, and we got knocked out in Q1 and in P17, which is quite surprising. You've got Max Verstappen on the wets, myself on the inters, guys on the ultras, but overall we missed out. Hamilton just scraping through in P15 there in the Mercedes, but overall we're going to start the race tomorrow from P17 on the grid. So not the best situation, and definitely not the best qualifying, and only my second race for Ferrari. But it is Spa, and it is my favourite track, and I'm going to have a free choice of tyres. So hopefully we can turn it around tomorrow on Sunday in the race for round number 12 for the Belgian Grand Prix. Right, so here we are then for race day at Spa. P17 on the grid. Not the ideal situation, but we're going to see what we can do from here. The mixed qualifying, I really didn't do my first lap in the intermediates wasn't great. I didn't actually expect it to go to dry towards the end of the session. I thought it would have remained in intermediates, and I just didn't do a good job, to be honest. The weather caught me out, and yeah, just sometimes things that can happen because the session wasn't full wet, so I thought I'd leave it to the intermediates, and I sort of misjudged it a bit, and it actually went to dries, which is something I was not expecting whatsoever. And yeah, sometimes it happens, but either way, this is my favourite track. I'm looking to have a good race, and for Spa, P17, there's only one thing you can do, and that is start on a harder compound. So in terms of the race strategy, you can see on the screen right now, we're going to start on the soft compound tyres and transition over to the super softs. Pretty straightforward strategy for us today. In terms of the fuel, we're going aggressive. 18.7 is what the team are telling me. I'm going to go a little bit high. I'm going to go to 20 laps, so under 2 laps of fuel. That should still be okay to recover the fuel, but just in case I want to play it safe. And yeah, hopefully we can have a good recovery drive. If I can get inside the top 5, I consider that a good result. So hopefully it works out for us. We have the fastest car on the grid, so hopefully we can pull through, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, with that being said, let's jump into the race now for round number 11 for the Belgian Grand Prix. Right then, here we go. We're getting ready for the 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go at the circuit, the Spa-Francorchamps, and it's a pretty average start as we make our way down into the first corner. I'm going to be careful here to make sure we don't get our nose broken off or anything. Making up a few positions on the inside line. On the power, nice and easy, making sure we don't lose the back end. I've got Ericsson there, I've got to back out that one. That was so close actually. Closer than what I expected. Through a Rouge. Slow cut, I've got to be careful here. Going to try and get alongside Ericsson out of Radion. Now in the slipstream of Nico Hulkenberg. What's this Ferrari like for straight line speed? Let's have a look. Stroll's going to the inside of Van Dorn here. Can we make it 3 wide? Bit too risky. Don't want to sort of go for that risk early on because I want this tyre to go to the end, and I haven't got another one of this. I haven't got another tyre like this, so I need to make sure this tyre goes nice and far into the Grand Prix. And losing my front wing would be pretty devastating. So right now, P16 only made it 1 place, but you know, quite a bit of action. Making sure we keep our nose out of trouble. It's a very long race, so there's no you can't win the race in the first corner, as they famously say. So long way to go. Let's try and build our way through and try and make our way through the pack nice and easily, and taking that time. I've also got to get used to the dry conditions because qualifying was in the wet, so I need to sort of readapt a little bit. Hulkenberg up the inside of Stoffel Van Dorn here. This could be an opportunity for us to make an overtake. I'm going to try and set up my car tactically, but Van Dorn defending nicely from the Renault so far. I've got some very good straight line speed, especially once I pick up some momentum, and I was close. Once I really got up to speed and I was sort of maxing out the rev limiter, my straight line speed is a lot higher than anybody else's. I'm running 6.6 wings, but this Ferrari is very, very quick in a straight line. So that's, you know, kudos to Ferrari on the upgrades for having such a good car, and I can understand why they're so bloody quick. But here we go. We've got the run on Hulkenberg. Can we get the run on Van Dorn? Yes, we do. There we go. Nice double overtake. Nice and tactical. Easily planned. We've got 3 wide action up ahead here. Let's be careful. There's Alonso, Palmer and Stroll going at it. It's very close. A little bit of barging. We're going to try and set ourselves up for maybe a move on Jolly and Palmer here, getting the run out of Malmedy. Palmer covers the inside a little bit though, so I can't really go for the move just yet. Stroll trying to look around the outside of Alonso, but Alonso holding on, have to get out of the throttle there as Palmer brake checks me. But right now this is all very very cluttered and also very congested midfield area at the moment, so we've just got to be careful and, like I said, keep our nose out of trouble. Right, DRS now available. We are very close to Jolly and Palmer here, and also he's pretty close to Fernando Alonso. So right now it could be a little cheeky overtake or two. We're going to have to pick out the throttle to not ruin our momentum up Eau Rouge. Alonso's going very slow. He's really struggling for straight line speed here. We're going to pull to the outside. Look how slow Alonso is. He's got some sort of problem maybe in a straight line, but we do another double overtake. Absolute carbon copy of the last lap, getting the momentum through Eau Rouge, and we get a purple first sector in the process. But we're now up at the P12. Another 4 cars up next, starting off with Lance Stroll. Stroll and Sainz side by side into Blanchimont. Sainz going to have to back out of that. He's going to be vulnerable. We're going to get to the outside, but we are sort of boxed in now going into the final corner. I get on the grass a little bit. I've got to be careful. I'm going to look for the outside on Sainz into the bus stop chicane. He's now going around my outside in the second half of the corner, and he's pulled it off. A little bit more traction on them super softs, but not to be too concerned with. We've still got the pace. DRS on Sainz. I was tempted to go for the move in turn 1 there, but you know what? I'm going to hold back and wait for a better opportunity, which is going to be after Eau Rouge on the Kemmel straight, I feel. Getting the momentum on Sainz, going to get out of the throttle a bit, pull out, wait for the chance, and now we can get the power down fully, pick up a slipstream, pull to the outside, and then pick up the DRS and make it a very nice, easy move on the Spaniard. And we're now 1 position shy of the top 10, and right now Stroll's making the move on Romain Grosjean into Lecombe. If we can just try and get nice and close here, these two really squabbling it out. Nice little battle here with so close actually, and we're just going to gain so much ground on these guys. Stroll really making a good recovery drive at the moment, who started from a P14 or something, really recovering nicely as we get very close, losing the back end of it, but we are up close and personal with this battle here, and I think me and Stroll are going to make light work of Romain Grosjean here. Okay, I'm actually going to have to get out of the throttle here. Both me and Stroll have got incredible momentum on Grosjean here, but no one can really go for the move. We're going to pull to the inside of Lance Stroll though, under braking into the bus stop chicane. Can we pull it off? He's managed to hold on quite nicely on the inside line. I just tap his right rear slightly, but he defends his car, his position should I say, quite nicely, and we have to sit back for now. We just realised Vettel's not even leading the Grand Prix. I think he might have a problem because he's really losing ground with the leaders and holding up the cars around him. Either way, out of La Sauls, turn 1, Stroll locking up. We're very close. Good thing about the Stroll is he's got a lot faster in a straight line than other cars, so it's going to be quite easy to just not get out of the throttle and just try and pass him with momentum as we get the beautiful little switchback line through Eau Rouge and Malmedy. And now we're going to pick up a tow off of Grosjean and the DRS combined to really power past my former car and my replacement in the Williams team as we now go on the hunt after Romain Grosjean. Right, I'm at the perfect distance to get a nice slipstream on Grosjean and hopefully pass him just after Blanchimont. If not, we're going to get a little bit too close, I think. It's going to be very close here, picking up the slipstream to the outside. Hopefully Grosjean leaves me the space. Braking late for the bus stop, I'm on the grass, but we're going to go clean around the outside. And there we go, that's a very nice move. And we're up into P9 now, well into the top 10. and currently on for 2 World Championship points as we set a personal best lap of the Grand Prix. Up next is Kevin Magnussen. Okay, Sebastian's actually in the pit lane, one of the early stoppers in the Grand Prix, which is quite surprising. I do wonder if he's got a car problem though, because he just could not keep up at the pace of the leaders. He was really dropping back, so Vettel might be in trouble, and he's my main championship rival, and if he can't capitalise on me starting P17, then he's got problems, because right now we are making a great race so far and having an incredible performance. Up into P7 now. We are catching Magnussen pretty swiftly here. Oh, yellow flag, and I think, yeah, it's Magnussen. He's just literally blown up in front of us, so that's going to promote us into P6 without even having to make the effort of the overtake. So very nicely done there. That will suit me. And will there be a safety car? And I think it doesn't look like it. Otherwise, it would have come out by now. So we continue on here, but right now we're looking very good. Got a couple more cars in the pit lane, and that's going to promote us now, I believe, into the top 3. And there we are, P3 at the moment, looking very good so far. A little bit deep into turn 1, but we're looking okay. Tyres are holding on, as you can see. Nice bit of tyre wear, which is very good, so we can definitely go nice and deep into this race. And also the engine is just phenomenal. The engine is bulletproof, it's holding on beautifully. You can really notice the durability upgrades compared to the Williams car, but overall, very good indeed. We're looking very comfortable at the moment. The deeper we go into the race with these tyres, the better, especially if we now get a safety car or something. Now we have Ocon and Bottas in the pit lane, the 2 remaining guys yet to pit. And we're going to take the race lead here at Spa. At the moment, it looks like Hamilton is absolutely on one in the Mercedes car this race. He's already stopped and he's going soft, so I'm presuming he's going to the end of the Grand Prix. And he's already passed Stroll and he's trying to catch me up here. He's not seen the fastest lap, but he is quick. So I need to try and respond, because obviously I'm not going to win this race, but he's a good measuring stick and a good reference point. That if I want to try and be good this race and have a good finishing position, I need to sort of match his pace, if not be better. Right, personal best. 46.1, responding a little bit, but Hamilton is still about half a second lap faster than me, but the main thing is that we're still pushing on here. Sebastian now finding the pace, but he isn't the ultra soft, so he needs to get a move on, because he's going to be on a 2-stop strategy, and if he stops again, he's going to lose a lot of time. So Vettel really needs to go fast now and pick up the pace. Into the 1 minute 45s just, so another personal best here. Hamilton only took 2/10 out of me on that last lap. Vettel now really pushing on, and he's making the progress he needs to make. I'm a little bit concerned that me and Vettel might actually stop on the same lap, which is around lap 15. So it's important that we try and not stack. I mean, for me personally, he's my championship rival, so I don't really care. I'm just saying, I'm hoping he doesn't catch me and pass me and then come on the same lap as me, because that's not going to be ideal. Yeah, another personal best, 3 in a row, and Vettel comes in, so that's going to stop the whole stacking up situation. Vettel's really quick though, so it's a very interesting pit stop time for him, because it means he's going to go into the pit lane, come back out and push hard. Also, it means he's racing me, because I'm coming in at 15, and with that stop, he's pretty much racing me, because he's doing that stop. I've got one more left myself, so the gap that we had on track is the gap that I have to work with, so I've got to try and calculate it and make sure he doesn't undercut me. Also, I'm not going to know if he comes out in traffic or not. Okay, we're scheduled to come in this lap then. I thought it was at 15, but I must have misread it on the strategy screen, so we're going to come in, listen to what the team says, and come in for a set of the super soft compound tyres, nice and conservative, into the pit lane. No need to rush it or get any unnecessary penalties, because it's been a great race so far, so I'm hoping to convert this. Hopefully a nice quick stop from the boys here. 2.7, not ideal, but there's not going to be any quick stops in this, because the core competency is reset to 0 since I switched teams. But right now we're P6, and I think that's where we're going to rejoin, so not too bad. We can definitely work from here, and with some good pace, I reckon we can do some damage. Ricciardo's definitely going to be catchable, and the car in front of him as well. Vettel, I can see, is behind me. He's got 3 cars to get past. He's stuck in traffic, so Vettel not really much of a threat. Ferrari sort of got it all wrong on the strategy there, but right now, somehow, after starting from P17, we're going to score more World Championship points than my teammate Sebastian Vettel, who started on pole. So it just goes to show Vettel's had a horrible race so far. Look at the grip, pull on absolutely flat out. We are catching Ricciardo now quite quickly. We're at the perfect range in the slipstream off the Red Bull here, picking up a nice consistent toe. Going into Blanchimont, we're going to gain a little bit more ground, keeping the slipstream. I've got loads of grip on these tyres, so you know it's going to happen. There's going to be a dive into the bus stop on the brakes, no locking up. Ricciardo, to be fair to him, to his credit, holding it beautifully, but I've just got the grip around the outside on these tyres, and we make the move beautifully, and we set a fast lap in the process, even with that overtake. So we are quick, and we are going for that podium. Another fastest lap here. Good pace. We're catching Bottas. 2.1 is the gap as Lance Stroll retires After a brilliant performance, he's retired from the Grand Prix. He was in P7, so unfortunate one for Lance. That's going to also release and free up Sebastian Vettel to now push. So let's see if Vettel's got anything left in the tank to try and catch Ricciardo. But right now we're in hot pursuit of that podium. Bottas first, and then we're going to have to pass someone else. But right now you can see them both on the same straight. Right then, I'm within range of Valtteri Bottas here. I just got DRS on the main straight. Vettel now responding with the pace, so he's also picking up the pace in the other Ferrari. It's all about the red cars at the moment, but here we go in the slipstream of Bottas. I'm going to get DRS, but am I a bit too far back for a move? I guess we'll find out. What is our straight line speed like? 340 k's almost. Getting very close, but not really close enough for a move. Bottas is still okay on the brakes into that corner, so we're going to have to sit behind him for a little while longer here, but Bottas now is on the defensive. I guess we'll try again, this time in the slipstream of Bottas without DRS assistance, but shouldn't be too much of a concern because we're just going to get a nice consistent tow all the way through until the bus stop chicane, and we're going to try and go for the same move we did on Daniel Ricciardo. On the brakes, late move, a little bit of a barge, a bit of a wheel tap there on the outside again. We're going to have the DRS picking up the traction. That Mercedes car still no slouch in a straight line, as we know, but braking late into the first corner, little lock up on the right front, but we get it done nicely, and we're now into P4. Esteban Ocon is up next, and he's going to be the guy who races for the podium. But Bottas here might not be done just yet. He's looking for a move. He's on my inside to Eau Rouge, but he just has to back out of it for a second now. I thought he was going to have a look, but never mind. We managed to hold on. Will he have another go at me though with DRS, Bottas? That could be a threat. I can't see nothing in my mirrors, so I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. Right, let's crack on now after Ocon. Oh, safety car deployed. That is massive. That's going to give us a chance at the end of the race to win this, I think. If we get enough racing laps, this could be a chance for us to win the Grand Prix. We're definitely going to have a good chance to get in the podium, that's for sure. But safety car, no one's retired from the Grand Prix, so I wonder what that could be for. There's a bit of a pile-up here at the bus stop chicane, so I wonder if something's happened here. I'm going to slow right down, and I can't see, someone's in the pit lane, so I wonder if whoever's in the pit lane has had a problem. And it looks like a Haas car to me, so not sure what's happened there, but either way, safety car deployed. Right, I've just checked, and we have enough rich mix to go to the end of the Grand Prix. We're going to have 2 full racing laps here, so let's get ready for the restart. We can genuinely win this one. We have a good chance, so we need to make it count. Oh, very late on the brakes there. Too bit hot on the brakes. I couldn't overtake because it's still yellow flag, otherwise we would have just gone for the move up the inside. But green flag conditions, we are back to racing here at Spa. Let's see if we can win this race. We've got 2 laps to try and do it. Let's be aggressive. Through a Rouge, nice and clean, nice and smooth, scrubbing off very little speed, picking up the slipstream on Ocon. Rich mix flowing, no DRS, but we are going to just have a bit of an edge on the straight line speed. Ocon goes defensive, but I'm committing to the inside anyway. Ocon locks up, runs deep. Bottas has got car issues in his car. Yellow flag behind. Bottas might have retired. Either way, P3 now. Perez has got some awesome pace on this restart. He's all over the back of Hamilton right now, and he is my championship rival. He's down that second in the championship. Hamilton's not that much of a threat. I can't believe I'm saying that, but Perez is the one that we need to try and pass as we now go on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Can we make anything else happen? Let's see. So we're going to come down to this back straight. We've had a very good middle sector. We're all going to be in close proximity and fairly decent slipstream. The problem is Perez is a little bit closer to Hamilton than what I am to Sergio, so Sergio might have a go with the slipstream. He's getting very close. I'm trying to pick up a toe now. Perez is slowing down because he's catching up to the back of Hamilton. We've got the momentum here. Do we go for the dive? On the brakes, on Perez. Yes, I do. Outside line. Can I hold it? Do I have the grip? It's going to be close. Power down. Oh, a bit of a shaky rear end, but we're not going to get it. It's going to be P3 for us. Perez just holds on. Fair play to him. He done well. He was actually really quick on that restart. And faster than Hamilton. Hamilton dominated the whole race, but was really under pressure right at the end there. I wondered if he had pretty bad tyre wear, but still, P3, very happy with that from P17 on the grid. Incredible recovery drive. One of the better races, if not the best race of the season, man. Really, really enjoyed that one. Silverstone was right up there as well in terms of enjoyment, but that was a really fun race in a different way because just constantly overtaking cars, you know, good fun for a change. Instead of just constantly trying to race against myself, that was a bit of a different race. But Hamilton wins at Spa. I believe that's one of his first wins, if not his first win of the season, maybe. I don't want to say that 100% certain, but I feel like it might be one of his first and only wins of the season from Hamilton there. But overall, very, very happy with that one, and I can't complain. Podium, 15 points. Perez gains 3 points back on me in the championship, but I mean, that's fine. I mean, I've got a big enough cushion anyway, so considering the recovery drive, that is absolutely fine. But as you can see, Hamilton are very happy with that one. Mercedes picking up a rare win, has to be said, a rare win for the Mercedes team. And Perez in second there, and we round up the podium. But anyway, that is your top 3, and we're now going to move into the final race results, drivers and constructor standings, as we now go into the next race at Ferrari's backyard in Monza. So looking at the final race results, Hamilton wins the Belgian Grand Prix ahead of Sergio Perez and myself. Esteban Ocon gets P4, and Sebastian Vettel, who started from pole, only gets P5. Ahead of my former teammate, Felipe Massa, also puts in a good shift there. Nico Hülkenberg and Max Verstappen also contenders for driver of the day with good recovery drives from P16 and 19 respectively. And Alonso and Palmer round out the top 10. But in terms of the driver standings after that race, we are 79 points clear of the nearest man, Sergio Perez, going into our home race at Monza. And Sebastian Vettel 112 points behind us right now, and nowhere to be seen in the championship. And in terms of the constructors, you can see Williams lead the way by 1 point still over Force India, and we are now 12 points behind Williams, and the top 3 overall very, very close there in the constructors. But other than that, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I still don't have enough resource points to buy any upgrades, so there's no point in me showing you anything. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Career Mode. If you did, then please do leave a like on the video. Let's try and smash 200 likes, guys, for that incredible recovery drive. And also, if you're not on here, please do subscribe for daily Formula 1 and Moto GP18 content, and please be sure to turn on notifications to not miss a single upload from me. And finally, do check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Let's see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.